thing on? Good, good. Hi, my name is Morgan. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm glad to be here today, and thank you all for listening. When I was first born, which I've heard my parents say hundreds of times, I was born 4 months early, which means I'm a preemie. I was about 1 pound, 10 ounces. Apparently, the doctors thought I wasn't going to survive. They told my parents multiple times that they thought they should just pull the plug. My parents said that the doctors told them I might not walk or talk or see or even hear. And they said I would have a bad quality of life. But I'm here now, so to those doctors I say, suck it. Let me tell you a little about myself. I am a biracial woman who is on the autism spectrum and is part of the LGBTQ+ community, which means I'm a minority, or as I like to call it, quadruple marginalized. Yes. I am often seen as lesser because of these things. People often don't listen to me because I'm a woman. I have seen often throughout school that how boys and men get more credit for doing less than women do. Because of my race, I am often pushed to the side by all types of people. As a biracial person who is half white and half black, I am often questioned or not taken seriously by either the black community or the white community, or frankly, most communities. For example, something that happens to me is being mixed. When I look at family photos, I'm always the outlier. On my dad's side, I'm noticeably lighter, and on my mom's side, I'm noticeably darker. Another thing about me is that I am autistic, and because I am autistic, I'm often seen as childish or weird. Side note, weird isn't a bad thing. I've had people in my life, both kids, my own age or younger, and adults, tell me to my face that I'm either weird or have some negative comment about me. What I would like to say is don't be judgmental, especially when you don't know someone or what they're going through. As someone who is also part of the LGBTQ+ community, as someone who is a part of the queer community and identifies as asexual, often I am at times seen as a lesser part of the queer community because I'm a smaller minority, and that is often not taken seriously or talked about or regarded as important. I tell you all this about me because I want to be heard and understood. I just wish people would look beyond what they perceive of me and what they perceive of others who are different from them. Another thing you should know about me is that I love comic books, and I'm very passionate about them. It's actually because of my dad who got me into them. He's over there. Hi. Not only do comics have great writing and artwork, but they also have amazing characters and stories that are very diverse and relatable. Side note, they're also very good for escapism. I mean, we can't all fly or shoot lasers out of our hands, but we all feel strong emotions like pain, love, sadness, anger, fear. We all want to think we can save the world one day, or at least help someone. We all want to be able to stop a disaster, natural or otherwise. We want to help people, as many people as we can. We want to be seen as heroes, or at least people who matter. In terms of diversity, comic book characters can come from anywhere and be anything. For instance, Miles Morales from Spider-Man. Miles Morales is one of hundreds, if not thousands, of spider people. He is one of the more well-known ones. He is also a biracial teen from New York. He is half Latino and half black and very funny. He tries to help everyone he can and is very protective of the people he loves and his city and everyone who lives in it. In the first Spider-Verse movie, he stands up to bad guys, whether they're petty thieves or businessmen running some big corporation trying to destroy the world. Another example of this is Loki. For some of you who might not know, Loki is the god of mischief and the adopted brother of Thor. He is also a trickster god who uses all types of magic. He's also bisexual and gender fluid, which is not only confirmed in the comics and movies, but also in Norse mythology, which is pretty cool. Most of the time, Loki is overlooked or mistreated by everyone, even people close to him because of his past or because of the role he's been given in life. Yet, to me, he always persists and tries to prove everyone wrong about who he used to be and what he's trying to be now. Even if he fails, often, he is seen as a villain or an evil trickster causing mischief, but not in my eyes. One of my favorite quotes from Loki, actually, is, "No one is ever truly bad and no one is ever truly good." Disclaimer, real quick. There isn't enough representation for someone like me who is neurodivergent, but I'm hoping to see more. So this one might be a bit strange, but I believe that there are certain characters that have strong autistic traits or seem like they may or may not have some kind of neurodivergency. And I see myself in a lot of them. For instance, Batman. And I know what you're thinking. What is she talking about? Batman? But hear me out. Specifically, in the Batman movie. Yes, that Batman. Edward Cullen himself, yep, him. He has this mask of being Bruce Wayne, this billionaire playboy who's very social and outgoing and well-liked and goes to all these charity events and parties, but realistically, he's very quiet and serious and hides out in his Batcave. Of course, not every autistic person is like this. We're all different. But let's just be honest. No neurotypical person would just go laid out at night and go into the dark catching criminals. And finally, women. Two female comic book characters that I really enjoy are She-Hulk and Wonder Woman. Let me start with She-Hulk, aka Jennifer Walters, who is the cousin of Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. She is not only this big, buff superhero who helps people on the daily, but she also helps people in a different way. She's a lawyer, kind of like my mom. She may be helping someone on a case or helping some superhero get out of trouble. Even Wonder Woman has great power. Wonder Woman, also known as Diana Prince, is not only an Amazon warrior who lives in an island who is a haven for women, she is also a cultural anthropologist and an archaeologist who works in Washington, D.C. She is also one of the founders and leaders of the Justice League, a group of heroes who help people and save the world often. When I read about these characters, I see that they're not only both strong and independent, but also caring and compassionate. Soft but strong, if you will. And that is the kind of woman I aspire to be. I have been going to All Saints for a very long time, since maybe about 4 years old. And I've been baptized and even confirmed at this church. But I'm going to be honest. I don't consider myself the most religious person. And sometimes I feel slightly uncomfortable mentioning church or talking about it to people outside of, the church, because they'd think I'm super religious when I know I'm not. But I've found a strong sense of community and found lots of friends over the years at church. It's been a comforting and accepting place for me. So even though I am not fully often accepted in the regular world, All Saints has been a place of safety and calmness for me. And I'm no priest, and I'm not giving you some deep message about the Bible or some lecture about faith. I'm not Mike, but I'll say this. Just be yourself and don't let anyone judge you or take away what makes you you. And give comic books a chance if you can. Just like I want everyone to give me a chance. I encourage you to maybe try and meet someone or talk to someone who isn't like you. Also, quick note, I work at the comic store around here, so if you want to stop by on weekends, I work at a Royal Park, Collector's Paradise. If you want to stop by, just... Thanks.